Story: spoiled HOA Karen's daughter stole my ATV, said she's untouchable and ended up in jail. The first time I saw my brand new ATV, gleaming under the sun, I felt like a kid again. It wasn't just a toy, it was my escape, my way to unwind after long workdays, and something I had saved for months to buy. I parked it proudly on my property, locked and chained, never imagining that it would be at the center of the storm that followed. It all began when my neighbor, Karen, the HOA president, noticed it. Karen was infamous for sticking her nose into everyone's business. She criticized lawns, scolded kids for playing outside too loud, and even once told another neighbor to repaint his fence because the shade of white wasn't approved. Her word was law in the neighborhood, or at least she thought so. Her teenage daughter, Tiffany, was just as entitled. Tiffany strutted around like the neighborhood was her kingdom, flaunting designer clothes and bragging that her mom runs this place. Most of the kids avoided her, but she had a mean streak, especially when she didn't get what she wanted. One Saturday morning, I stepped outside and froze. The ATV was gone. The lock had been cut clean through. My stomach dropped. I ran down the driveway, scanning the street, and that's when I heard it, the roar of my engine. Tiffany came speeding down the cul-de-sac on my ATV, laughing with two of her friends riding on the back. I waved my arms, yelling for her to stop. Instead, she swerved past me, nearly tipping it over, and shouted, "It's mine now. You can't do anything. My mom runs the HOA." My blood boiled. This wasn't some prank, it was theft. I called the police immediately. Minutes later, 2 squad cars pulled up. Tiffany had parked my ATV in her driveway, posing for pictures like it was some prize she'd won. When the officers approached, Tiffany rolled her eyes. "You can't arrest me," she said smugly. "My mom's in charge here." That's when Karen stormed out of her house, already on the offensive. "This is harassment," she yelled at the cops. "My daughter is allowed to use whatever is in this neighborhood. HOA rules give us shared community rights." She waved a binder of paperwork in the officer's face as if it were the Constitution. But the officers weren't buying it. They asked me for proof of ownership. I showed them the receipt, photos of me with the ATV, and even the serial number etched on the frame. It was ironclad. My property. My name. No HOA rule in the world could erase that. The officers turned to Tiffany and told her she was under arrest for theft and property damage. That smug smile finally cracked. "Wait, you can't. I'm underage. My mom will sue you all," she screamed as they cuffed her. Karen lunged forward, trying to stop them, but another officer held her back. The whole neighborhood had gathered by then, watching. For once, the people Karen had bullied stood together silently, their faces lit with satisfaction. One neighbor whispered, "Finally." Tiffany was taken away in the back of the squad car, her cries echoing down the street. Karen stood frozen, humiliated in front of the very people she had controlled for years. She tried to spin it, claiming it was a misunderstanding, but no one believed her. In court, Tiffany faced charges of theft and vandalism. The judge was stern, pointing out that privilege and entitlement are not shields from accountability. Karen tried to defend her daughter, but her arrogance only made things worse. Tiffany was sentenced to community service and probation. My ATV was returned, damaged, but still mine. The fallout was huge. The neighborhood finally saw through Karen's facade. Residents demanded she step down from the HOA, and for the first time in years, people weren't afraid to speak up against her. Karen lost her grip on the community, and Tiffany learned that actions, even entitled ones, have consequences. For me, the experience was exhausting but also strangely uplifting. I realized that standing up to bullies, no matter how powerful they seem, can inspire others to do the same. My ATV may have scratches now, but every mark tells a story, of a spoiled girl who thought she was untouchable, of a mother who abused power, and of justice that finally caught up to both of them. And every time I ride it now, I smile. Because I know it's not just a machine. It's proof that no one, not even Karen or her daughter, is above the law.